Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube page, The Art of Reading Smoke with Phil Jose. I'm Phil Jose. Let's get started. Hey, we're looking at this fire. This is a fire in a suburb of Toronto, Canada. And we can see they're already operating here, right? And so one of the things that we're going to do today is we're going to focus in on this little piece of extension over here. And notice early on, right, there's just a little bit of smoke, but there's smoke all the way down here. So a little bit of smoke has gotten into all of these attic spaces. They might be built with some separation, but the smoke is, forcing its way through from this original fire. This was a significant fire. And one of the things that once we get fire attack underway, we want a rapid and then sustained decrease in volume, velocity, density, color over time. And so we're going to focus over here on that sustained piece of this question. So right now there's some clean, pristine dissipating, right? So there's some steam out of here, but some of this is smoke, and there's a little bit of velocity right here. And we can notice this is already decreasing relatively quickly along this edge and pulling back till we're back in this space. And we're going to really focus on just this one piece of the puzzle over here, right? So big event, a lot of resources, lines in multiple places, right? So there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot for the incident commander to keep track of, and probably division supervisors, Alpha, Bravo, right? These exposures, there's a lot working. So we notice this, we have a moderate amount, there's a little bit of velocity here. Some of this is steam. I'm going to go back to it because we're going to see another section really quick, but we're just going to look at this, right? And we're going to say, hey, what we expect is we're going to send crews up in here. They're going to do their thing. This is probably an occupiable space. You notice that there's one of these sort of big, large dormers. There's little dormers here, but there's a big, large dormer with a window. Maybe it's not an occupiable space, but I would lean towards the fact that it is, right? Not necessarily true, but it could be just an architectural feature. But my lean would be towards that's an occupiable space. Either way, we need to have somebody up here dealing with this problem, right? Evaluating it, digging out if there's some embers, some hot spots, etc. So we notice this smoke here. We take stock of it. We give somebody this area, and then we're going to come back to it over time. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop forward. Just want to make sure I hit the right spot here. Here we go. Right, so we're coming in, and now we're seeing the same space, right? And certainly you can go to this video and watch the whole thing, right? It's 20 plus minutes. But now we're looking at the same, we're coming back to check on the same space. And certainly we could see this if we were down here somewhere, we could see this. And now notice that even though the volume is down, the color is starting to get a little bit darker, meaning a little bit hotter, right? A little bit later stage heating. And realistically, what we should see is that this just really should be kind of gone or nearly gone by now. So if we have crews up in here, we want to let them know, hey, look, we still have sort of a moderate amount of brown to gray smoke coming out of the alpha side of this extension. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not saying that they're not doing stuff in here. What I don't know is if I'm outside, I just want to communicate that I would expect that this to have been all either gone or nearly gone, and not have both this and this little piece up here. There's still something. The main thing is there's still something going on up here. And if I haven't communicated with them recently, or we haven't talked, or we're not seeing the same thing. In fact, this is sort of the situation where I might just, if I have a division soup up here, I might say, hey, come out for a second. Hey, let's look at this, and let's get back on top of it, right? And like I said, they might be doing that, but what we're trying to do is learn from the reading smoke process what we can see and what we can apply in some future event, right? And so with the color change in here, and the fact that if we actually watch this over a little bit of time, there's still a little bit of velocity in here, right? And 6, 8, 10 minutes into this this video that we've seen, which is well into their event, we would just want to address that before it gets any worse, right? So that's just one aspect of the art of reading smoke. And in this case, we're just looking at this one little piece and expecting to see a rapid and then sustained decrease in volume, velocity, density, color over time. Sustained, right? And that's what we're not getting here. Is we're not getting a sustained decrease. Once we have, once your VVDC either levels out or gets worse, which in this case I would say is actually a little bit worse, then we need to get on top of that problem before it gets worse, right? We just need to get on top of it. No big deal. Okay, so thanks for joining me here. As always, you can look in the show notes for a link to the video. Credit to the people who made the video. And you can always see my teaching schedule for the future is always in there as well. I'm going to be going to South Carolina, Florida, Connecticut, right? There's a bunch of dates coming up, and we're actively booking into 2024. So if you want to have me come out and teach a class or something like that, that would be great. Booking in late 23, got a couple spots still left, and then booking actively in 2024. So for the Art of Reading Smoke with Phil Jose, I'm Phil Jose, and I'm out.